Good evening, everyone. This is Coach Linda, and I'm coming to you with day number 77 of 100 Days of Purpose. And we are going to uh, finish up this segment with um, taking powerful action. So, we talked about how to find your reason for living. And just to do a real brief recap, is you draw this diagram. On the top you have what you love, right? Write down all the things that you love, and then you're going to ask yourself, what does the world need? And then breaking that into like a two step, what does the world need, and what does the world need specifically from you? And then you have things that you can do that you can get paid for. And then you go into, what are you good at? And we understand that if you understand what you love to do and what the world needs specifically from you, you then find your mission in life. You find something that will give you an opportunity to fulfill your purpose. And then if you go from what the world needs specifically from you to what you can get paid for, you then find your vocation. And when you go from what can I get paid for that I'm really good at, you find your profession, right? You find your profession. And then you go from what am I good at that I love to do? And that's where you find your passion. Notice the words, some of these words are words that are interchangeable with purpose. However, they are not purpose. And so my goal is to kind of break up the noise that is out there on these people saying find your passion and you find your purpose, or find your mission in life and you find your purpose, or find your vocation in life and you find your purpose, or find your profession in life and you, because they are not purpose. Purpose can stem from that and it can point you towards purpose, but those things are not your purpose. Those are avenues to fulfill your purpose. You've got to find your reason for living, and that's going to come out of you understanding at a higher level, at an elevated level, who you are. And then we talked about what keeps us from finding the reason that we are here. Why do the reason why we exist is because we have fears and we need to disown those fears. And basically, again, the example that I used was, here's a fear. I'm afraid that people will laugh at me or tell me I'm crazy for following my passion or discovering my life's purpose. And if that is your fear, then what is the evidence that you need to, or what is the truth that you need to disarm that? Well, the truth is you have a great family and wonderful friends that have always supported you in various stages of your life, and they've never laughed at you. They've never thought it wasn't necessary. They might have questioned, why now, or do you really want to do that? But it wasn't that they were coming up against you or telling you you can't do it, but they were really trying to get you to see the bigger picture. And so sometimes we look at that as they're not supporting me, but what they're really doing is trying to guide you into a way. No, yes, yes, absolutely. Sometimes it is. They're haters and they're trying to stop you. But most times you have more people for you than against you. And you've got to look at it as you do have people on your side. And then the other thing is, if this is truly your purpose, if you really found your reason for living, everyone will see it and agree that you were always meant to do that, that was always supposed to be where you ended up. And so at the end of the day, even if they laugh at you, because people do, they laugh, they make fun of, they will, what is Linda doing now? Oh, here she go again. Why Linda? Why this? Why she got to do this? Why she always doing this? Why she always talking about this? Why is she doing another 100 days of purpose? Ain't nobody listening to her anyway. Blah, da, blah, da, blah, da, blah, da, blah. but you disown the fears, because I know that even if I'm helping just one person, I'm helping that one person. And there are people that are being helped. There are people that are listening. There are people that are supporting. Okay. And so you want to disown your fears. And then we talked about uh claiming your core values, understanding your core values. And I think tomorrow I'm going to go a little bit deeper into that, and we're going to talk about core values and how they help you find your purpose. Because I think that many of us, we don't understand core values. We don't understand who we are to the core of who we are and to the core of what we believe. And that hinders us, and that feeds and fuels our fears. Okay. So today we're going to talk about taking powerful action, because we're on this path of being people of purpose. We're on this path of understanding who we are. We're on this path of trying to help those that we were meant to help. And when we are in a situation like that, we have got to understand that there's going to be obstacles, there's going to be roadblocks, there's going to be pitfalls, there's going to be some failure. And what I mean by failure is not so much throw in the towel, give up failure, but there's going to be some times when you make a bad decision and you have to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep it moving. You have to recognize that was not the way, that was not the answer, so let me go and find the answer. Just because something doesn't work does not mean it wasn't meant to work. And I need you to catch that, because many of you give up way too early in the game, and then you live this miserable life because you then settle for something less than what you were supposed to, what you're supposed to have, what you're supposed to do, because you feel like you failed. You feel that people are laughing at you. And, if I can count on one hand how many times, well, actually, I can count on all 10 fingers and 10 toes, several times, right? In my 52 years, I've made many mistakes. I've jumped off the bridge way too soon, or got into the pool way too quickly. I've made rash decisions. I've made emotional decisions. I didn't have all the facts, or I had too many facts. I thought about it, and then ended up making the wrong decision. I can go on. The list can go on. But what I do know is that the path that I've always been on has been the path that I should be on. And every failure, I have learned my lesson. Now, some failures I had to do over and over again, because I didn't learn the lesson the first time, the second time, the third time, and sometimes even the 20th time. But then when I finally got it, that aha moment caused me to say, wait a minute, I keep going around the corner, running smack dab into this wall every time I do this. It doesn't matter which way I choose, I'm kind of running into this wall. There was, when I was younger, I used to like those mazes, right? Those you could buy a book of mazes, and it says start here, and you got to get to the finish line. And as you go through the book, they start off easier, and then they get a little bit harder, and a little bit harder, and a little bit harder. And many times I can go back to those books if I have them, and I can see where I was following a path and it took me into a brick wall, or and I had to go back and start over again. And I would go and thinking I'm going some different way, and I would run into a brick wall, and I do it, and I would keep on doing it until I finally got to where I was able to get to the finish line. And that's the way we have to be in life. We have to understand that even though we've run into a obstacle, even though we've what the world calls failed at something, we can get back to start, and we can start all over again. And in doing so, we need to learn the lesson. I learned that this isn't the way. That's not the way. That's not the way. That's not the way. But here it is. It's right here. And each time what I've noticed is that I got a little further than I did the last time until I actually made it to the finish line. And so you want to make sure that you are taking action. I haven't forgotten what the topic is. I'm talking about the topic, but I'm trying to give you some ideas and some pictures in your head, because many of you are running into walls, and now you're 52, now you're 62, now you're 72, now you're 22, now you're 12, whatever. And you feel like, okay, I can't, I'm too young to make it happen, or I'm too old to make it happen. The sweet spot is gone. I can't make it happen. But then we look at Colonel Sanders, who was a rich man, lost everything, lost his job, right? Lost his businesses, and started living on Social Security, and could not make his life work on Social Security. It was not paying his bills. It was not allowing him to live at the standard that he needed to live. And so he went and said, okay, what do I have in my hands? What do I have that I can use to make some more money? And he went to and he tried to sell his chicken recipe. And we understand, there's a whole lot of stuff out there about where he got the chicken recipe from and this, that, and the other. That's not what we're talking about today. What we're talking about is his ingenuity to use something that he had available to him, and he used it. And though people told him no, though people slapped in his face, slammed the doors in his face and said, I'm not doing it, he went to, I don't know how many people, but the article that I was reading said he got like 1,000 no's. And then all of a sudden somebody said yes. And the rest is history. Now we see KFC everywhere. His face is everywhere. And so even at the age of 72, when he should have been sitting good in retirement, this man came out of retirement to do something and make money, and he died wealthier than he would have had he not had the failure of his earlier business, the failure of his life. And then he tried to live on Social Security. He was like, okay, I've done it, I've failed, I'm just going to live out the rest of my life. But that was not satisfactory for him. He realized, I cannot do this and have the type of things that I want to have and be this little-minded person that throws in the towel. I've got to get out and do something about it. So what's in my hand? He used what was in his hands, and he became KFC. Okay? So take powerful action, which brings me to how I'm going to help you. The final step in everything that we've been talking about over this little 4-day series, right? We can't begin to live our purpose without taking massive action. I'm going to use that word. I hate that word because Tony Robbins says it all the time. And I'm like, oh, that word just kills me. But you've got to take massive action. You've got to take powerful action. You've got to look fear in the face and say, you know what? I'm doing it anyway. I'm going to push forward anyway, because when I push forward, there's movement. Somebody catch it. Somebody catch it. When I push, there's going to be movement, and it's going to take me in the direction that I'm pushing. It's not going to take me backwards. It's not going to take me sideways. It's going to take me forward. Okay? So the difference between where you are and where you want to go and what you want to do is taking powerful action. Some of us already are on our way to living out the reason why we exist. We understand it. We've learned it. Maybe you listened to me enough that you were able to deduce it for yourself. Or maybe you've gone to a coach, or maybe you've gone to a therapist, or, went to a pastor or whatever it is, and they've helped you uncover some things. And now you're walking down this path, and you're walking down this journey, and you're transforming your life. But others have a little bit more work to do. And you can start by identifying where you fall in that continuum, right? You can look at it and say, okay, have I learned do I know what my reason to live is? Or am I somewhere and I don't know where my reason to live is? Or am I somewhere in the middle? You need to find out where you are and then move on from there. Okay? You need to find out where you are and then move on from there. Think about where you would like to be next year. Some of you last year said, I don't want to be in the same place that I'm in this year, but you're in that same place. Why? Because you didn't take action. So there are 12 concrete actions or changes that need to be made. So what you need to do, and you guys know I love journals, so get you a journal, your favorite planner or a notebook, and get you an online calendar or a calendar on your phone and assign one action for each month for the next year. Okay. So basically, if you want to be in a different place by next year, you got to do one massive thing, do one powerful action for 12 months. And that's going to bring you to the point where you then are not in the same place that you were in before. Okay. You want to do that. You want to assign yourself an action for one action that you can take for this month. Okay. We're in the month of May. You got like what? Like 8, 9 more days in May. I'm not. You look. I ain't no math wizard. Okay, and I yeah, I'm not a math wizard. So like I guess it's what today is what, Friday. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So you got about 11 days left. 11, is it 11? I don't know. Y'all figure it out. You got some days left that you can do something in May. If you're like me and you want to start fresh, plan it for June 1st. So June 1st is, I got 30 days in June that I want to do something, and what is it that I'm going to accomplish? Then for July, 31 days in July, what is it that I want to accomplish in those 31 days? August, 31 days. What do I want to accomplish in those 31 days? One action, one powerful action for each month. Okay? One powerful action to move you forward so you're not in the same place that you were in this year. It's as simple as that. By focusing just on one area of improvement per month, your goal becomes more manageable and more attainable. And you're more likely to follow through with these small actions than trying to make a big action and do that. Now, what I also say is that you want to do, whatever your massive goal is for that month, each week you need to have what I call a measuring step. And that means that by week 1, I want to have this done. By week 2, I want to have this done. By week 3, I want to have this done. By week 4, I want to have this done. And by the end of the month, boom, your action, your goal has been met. Okay. So you want to have these little milestones that will allow you to see that you're moving forward, and you do one per week. So you got one massive action that you're going to take in the month. And then you make these 4 little stair steps that are going to help you know that you are moving in the right direction. Okay. And I may go into, because, we still got time. So I may go into how to set an intention and how to be strategic in your goal setting so that you can do this and be successful and you're not overwhelming yourself. So, what are the takeaways that I want for this little segment, this little mini series that I've gone through? So, number one was you need to find your reason for living. Number two was you need to disown your fears. Number three, you needed to claim your core values. And number four, take powerful action. What is the takeaway? Finding your life's purpose doesn't have to be a pie in the sky dream. It doesn't have to be something that's far off. We can all discover our life's purpose if we give ourselves the time and space to consider these powerful concepts, to understand that I need to know my reason for living. I need to disown these fears. Fear is false evidence appearing real. So what is the truth of the matter? Okay? I need to understand and know what it is that I value and what I believe. I need to know myself to the core of who I am. And I need to be able to take powerful action. We can find what's missing and take realistic, manageable, and attainable steps to bring more of what we desire into our lives and less of what we don't desire. So take action now. Take action now. Go, if you don't have a journal, go get your journal. Get things put into place that you can start June 1st and do this and say, I don't want to be stuck in this same position next year. I don't want to be here financially. I don't want to be here mentally. I don't want to be here spiritually. I don't want to be here emotionally. I don't want to be here socially. I don't want to be here physically, right? I want to be able to see myself in a different location. I want to be able to see myself in a different place. I want to be able to, if I'm not saving, I want to be able to save. If I'm not losing weight, I want to be able to lose weight. If I'm not mentally stable, then I want to get myself in a place where I can be mentally stable and my well-being is being well taken care of. I want to be able to, if I'm a diabetic, I want to be able to roll back the numbers. If I have high cholesterol, high blood pressure, I want to be able to roll back the numbers. I want to become healthy. Whatever it is that you want to see the little notch move on your behalf, then you got to set the power. You got to set the not the power, but you got to set the goals and take back the power. Okay? I hope I'm making sense. I hope this is coming clear. And then remember that I'm working. Sorry. I'm working on. Okay, this is. I'm sorry. Don Lemon is all on my thing. I was watching CNN before I came on live. So what we need to do is we just need to get ourselves in a place where we are moving. And remember, I'm working on the 30-day challenge. That is going to start September 1st. I've already set the date for it. So once I'm going to be going out of, going to some remote location where I can write and just kind of focus in on setting this up and getting this ready to go. So once you start to see that link, you know that it's going to be a 30-day challenge that you're going to be able to go at your own pace. So if it takes you more than 30 days, then more power to you. If it takes you less than 30 days, then more power to you. But the videos and the exercises and everything will be on a platform where you can go in, sign in, do your work at your own pace, and make a change in your life. So your first goal might be, September 1st. For September, I'm going to finish Linda's 30 days of 30-day life purpose challenge, and I'm going to finish that and then I'm going to take this action, or then I'm going to take that action, whatever it may be. But I want to see you succeed. I want to see you become the very best you that you can be. I want you to understand that God has a plan for your life, and that plan does not include you failing. Can I make it any more plainer than that? I don't think so. So there it is. The plan is not for you to fail. The plan is not for you to be a sucker or a punk or whatever it is. The plan is not for you to be somebody's doormat. The plan is not for you to have to struggle in this life. It's not. That's not his plan for your life. That is not what he put you on the earth for. So if you're sitting there struggling and you're sitting there doing stuff that is not beneficial to you or your family, shame on you, because that is not his plan for you. You are out of the will of God. And it says in the word of God, can I just preach one time? What it says in the word of God is that I would that you would be prosperous and in good health. And if you are not prosperous and good health, you are not in the will of God. Okay, but I don't believe in God. Well, you might as well start, because he has belief in you. Okay, partner? Let's get it right. Let's get it done. Let's move it forward, and let's find our purpose. Let's find our reason for living. Let's find the people that we are assigned to, and let's start doing what we were put on earth to do, what we were created and designed to do. How about that? How about that? And then the world will be a better place. I'm just saying. Anyway, I am Coach Linda. This is 100 Days of Purpose, day number 77. We're moving right along, and I want you to be blessed. I want you to be encouraged. I want you to see the invisible so you can achieve the impossible and dare to be exactly who you were created to be. How about that? How about that? That sounds good to me. I'm going to do it. How about you? Anyway, I'm Coach Linda, and I'm out.